The cost of oversleeping. There's a kind of thief that most people never see. It doesn't wear a mask. It doesn't sneak into your house in the middle of the night. It's far quieter, far slower, and far more dangerous. It lives in your bed. It hides in the comfort of your blanket. It whispers in your ear every morning. Just 5 more minutes. You deserve it, and you believe it. That thief's name is oversleeping. We think of sleep as harmless, and yes, rest is essential. Your body needs it. Your mind needs it. But there's a line. Cross that line, and sleep stops being rest. It starts being escape. It stops giving life and starts taking it. Because every morning that you stay in bed past the point of need, you are trading your life for comfort. And here's the part that hurts. You don't feel the cost right away. There's no alarm that screams, "You're wasting your life." No, it's silent. The cost is invisible until it's too late. Think about it. The sun rises. The streets come alive. The world starts moving. Somewhere, someone is chasing their dream, closing deals, building their future. Somewhere, someone is meeting the right person, finding the right opportunity, taking the right shot at the right moment. And you're still under the blanket, telling yourself there's always tomorrow. But here's the cruel truth. Tomorrow doesn't care about you. It's not promised. And if it comes with its own demands, its own storms. The only day you ever truly own is today. Oversleeping robs you of more than time. It robs you of momentum. When you start your day late, you start behind. You begin the race with the world already 10 steps ahead. And when you start behind, you start chasing, not creating. You start reacting, not leading. And the worst part? You get used to it. You get used to the slow mornings. You get used to the wasted hours. You get used to being behind. One day, you wake up, not to an alarm, but to regret. You look back and realize you've been sleeping through the very life you wanted to live. Not because you were lazy, not because you didn't care, but because you thought you had more time. The most successful people, the ones who build empires, the ones who change the world, they understand something simple. The morning is the golden door to life's best opportunities. And if you miss it, you don't get it back. Yes, rest. Sleep enough to heal your body, sharpen your mind, and fuel your energy. But never let sleep become the chain that keeps you from moving forward. Don't let comfort steal your hunger. Don't let 5 more minutes steal 5 more years. Because life isn't waiting for you to wake up. And if you keep sleeping through your sunrise, one day you'll find yourself wide awake in the middle of your life, wondering how it all passed so quickly. Get up. Wake up while it's hard. Wake up when it's still dark. Wake up before the world does, so you can be ready when it starts moving. The cost of oversleeping isn't the hours you lose in the morning. It's the life you lose in the end. Morning is the seed of your day. Every day is like a tree. Some days grow strong, tall, and full of fruit. Others grow twisted, weak, and broken. And the difference is always in the seed. Your morning is that seed. It decides how the rest of your day will grow. The energy you carry, the focus you hold, the choices you make, all of it begins in those first hours after you open your eyes. But here's the tragedy. Most people don't even plant their seed. They wake up late, rush through the shower, grab a quick bite, scroll through their phone, and then wonder why their day feels chaotic, unproductive, empty. They don't realize you can't grow a strong tree from a rotten seed. The morning is your chance to set the tone. It's the one moment of the day when the world hasn't yet touched you. No messages, no noise, no distractions, just you and the choice of how you're going to live this day. And here's the secret successful people know. If you win the morning, you win the day. Wake up early and you'll feel the world is yours. The streets are quiet. The air is fresh. The sun hasn't fully risen yet. And for a brief moment, it feels like life is giving you a head start. Think about the great minds, the leaders, the creators, the warriors of history. They didn't roll out of bed at noon. They understood that the early hours are sacred. It's when ideas are born. It's when the mind is sharpest. It's when you can think without being interrupted by the demands of everyone else. But the morning doesn't just shape your thoughts. It shapes your spirit. Start your day in gratitude, and the rest of the day feels lighter. Start your day with movement, and your body feels alive. Start your day with focus, and you're harder to shake, no matter what life throws at you. If you waste your morning, you're not just losing time, you're planting a weak seed. And a weak seed will grow into a weak day. A weak day into a weak week. A weak week into a weak year. Until suddenly, you're standing in a life you don't even recognize. Because you built it from careless mornings. But if you guard your morning like treasure, if you wake with intention, if you feed your mind, your body, your spirit before the world demands its share, then your seed grows strong. And from that seed, every action you take that day will have more power, more clarity, more purpose. So tomorrow, when your alarm rings, remember, you're not just waking up, you're planting the seed for the rest of your life. And the way you treat those first hours is the way life will treat you in return. Opportunities don't wait. Opportunity doesn't knock politely. It doesn't send you a calendar invite. It doesn't care if you're ready. It arrives when it arrives, and if you're not awake to greet it, it moves on. Some of the greatest chances in life come only once. One conversation, one introduction, one moment in time that could change everything. Your career, your relationships, your future. But here's the hard truth. Those moments don't wait around while you're still in bed. Every morning you wake late, you gamble with your destiny. You roll the dice and hope that opportunity will come back later. But in reality, it rarely does. Think about it. The early bird doesn't just get the worm because it wakes early. It gets it because by the time everyone else is stumbling into the day, it's already in motion. While others are waking up, it's making moves. While others are scrolling through their phones, it's already in the field, claiming what's available before the rest even know it's there. That's how opportunity works. It rewards the ones who show up first. It rewards the ones who are alert, prepared, and hungry before the competition even opens their eyes. Look back at your life for a moment. How many times did you say, "I wish I had been there earlier"? How many chances slipped through your fingers because you weren't ready? Because you thought you could wait? Because you believed that life would pause for you? It won't. Life moves at its own pace. And the opportunities of today will belong to someone else by tomorrow. Not because they were better, not because they were luckier, but because they were there. When you wake early, you don't just gain hours, you gain position. You see things others miss. You hear conversations others aren't part of. You get first see. But when you wake late, you live on leftovers. You take what's left because the best has already been taken. And if you live like that long enough, you stop believing you deserve more. So here's the truth you can't ignore. Opportunities don't wait for the tired. They don't wait for the late. They belong to the awake, the alert, and the prepared. If you want a life full of opportunities, you need to be awake when they arrive. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Because opportunity is like a sunrise. Miss it, and you'll have to wait a whole day to see it again. And some sunrises, you only get once in a lifetime. The illusion of more sleep equals more rest. We've all said it before. I'm tired. I just need a little more sleep. And it sounds logical, right? Sleep more, rest more, feel better. But here's the trap. That's not always how it works. The truth is, past a certain point, more sleep doesn't give you more rest. It gives you less life. See, your body has a rhythm, a natural clock. When you give it the rest it needs, you wake refreshed, clear, and ready. But when you oversleep, you confuse that clock. You don't feel energized, you feel heavy. You don't feel sharper, you feel foggier. And the cruel part is, you tell yourself you're just still tired. So you stay in bed longer, and the cycle continues. It's like trying to quench your thirst by drowning in water. What your body needed was balance, not excess. What your mind needed was movement, not more stillness. Oversleeping is comfort disguised as recovery. It makes you feel safe, like you're doing something good for yourself. When in reality, you're slipping deeper into a state of weakness. And weakness becomes habit. You start planning your life around avoiding discomfort. You start mistaking rest for idleness. But here's the thing. Real rest comes from living, not hiding. It comes from giving your body the right amount of sleep and then fueling it with action, sunlight, and purpose. It comes from pushing through that first wave of tiredness in the morning and discovering the energy that lives on the other side. Think about the mornings when you had somewhere important to be, the flight to catch, an exam to take, a job interview. You woke up early, even before your alarm, and somehow you weren't tired. Why? Because you had a reason. Because your mind was awake before your body even moved. That's the proof. Energy isn't just about hours slept. It's about what you wake up for. If your mornings have no mission, your body will trick you into thinking it needs more sleep than it does. But if you wake with purpose, you'll find energy you didn't know you had. So stop believing the lie that more sleep is always better. Your life doesn't need more hours in bed. It needs more hours lived with intention. Because the rest you're looking for is waiting for you outside the blanket. The silent regret. Regret doesn't always come loud. It doesn't always crash into your life like a storm. Sometimes it arrives quietly. So quietly that you don't even notice it until it's sitting beside you, staring you in the eyes. This is the regret of time wasted. The regret of mornings lost. The regret of opportunities you'll never get back, simply because you weren't awake to see them. It starts small. You sleep in a little later. You miss one morning workout. You delay one important task. You tell yourself, it's fine, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And one day, it becomes never. And then, years later, you find yourself thinking back to a younger version of you, a version that had more energy, more hope, more time, a version that could have done so much more if only they had started earlier, if only they had been awake. This is the kind of regret that doesn't shout, it whispers. It whispers every time you see someone else living the life you wanted. It whispers when you hear about an opportunity you missed because you weren't there. It whispers when you realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you dreamed of was the choice to get out of bed. And here's the thing about silent regret. It's patient. It waits for you. It grows with you. It sits quietly through the years, knowing that one day you will hear it loud and clear. And by then, it's too late to go back. So understand this. Every morning is a chance to outrun that regret. Every time your alarm rings and you get up, even when it's hard, you are stealing a little more life back from it. You are building a future where you don't have to look back and wonder, what if? The only way to silence that regret is to start before it has a chance to speak. Wake up while the world sleeps. Work while others delay. Live while others waste time. Because nothing is heavier than carrying the weight of a life you could have lived, but didn't. How the greats lived. Look at the people who changed the world. Not just the rich, not just the famous, the leaders, the thinkers, the creators, the warriors, the ones whose names echo through history. You'll notice something. They didn't waste their mornings. Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of America, started every day at 5 a.m. Before the sun was up, he was already planning, learning, creating. He had a question he asked himself each morning. What good shall I do this day? Imagine starting every single day with that mindset. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest minds in art and science, rose before the city of Florence even stirred. While others still slept, he was sketching, inventing, dreaming up creations that would inspire the world for centuries. Mahatma Gandhi, leader of India's independence, began his days in meditation before dawn. While the rest of the world chased sleep, he was chasing clarity, peace, and purpose. Even in the world of business, the pattern repeats. Apple's Tim Cook wakes up at 3:45 a.m. Starbucks founder Howard Schultz starts his day at 4:30 a.m. Why? Because they know something most people don't. The early hours are the most valuable hours. It's not just about discipline, it's about ownership. When you wake early before the world, those hours belong to you. No phone calls, no meetings, no distractions, just pure, uninterrupted time to think, to build, to work on what truly matters. The greats didn't rise early because they were forced to. They rose early because they were hungry, because their dreams burned hotter than their desire for more sleep, because they understood that greatness isn't built in one big moment. It's built in the small, unseen hours when nobody's watching. When the world finally wakes up, the greats have already won half the day. They're ahead, while everyone else is still catching up. And that's the secret. Not luck, not magic, not talent alone. It's the simple, powerful choice to rise before the rest and claim the hours that most people throw away. You want to be great? Do what the greats did. Wake with purpose. Guard your mornings. Turn the first hours of the day into the foundation for everything you will become. Because the ones who wake first are the ones who lead the rest. The beauty you're missing. There's a world that exists, but only for those who wake early enough to see it. It's the world before the noise, before the engines start, before the screens light up, before the rush, the deadlines, the demands. It's the quiet breath of the earth as it wakes. It's the way the air feels different, cool, fresh, alive, as if it's carrying secrets it only shares at dawn. It's the soft light of a sunrise, painting the sky in colors so beautiful. You'd think they were made just for you, but most people never see it because they're still asleep. While you're in bed, the birds are already singing their first song of the day. The ocean is whispering to the shore. The city streets are empty, waiting to come alive. And somewhere, your best ideas, your clearest thoughts, your deepest sense of peace are all waiting in that golden silence. Morning isn't just about productivity. It's about connection. It's about touching a part of life you can't reach in the chaos of the afternoon or the noise of the night. Think about the last time you stood outside at dawn. Do you remember how still everything was? How the world felt bigger and your problems felt smaller? That's not just nature. That's perspective. The kind of perspective you only find when you step into the day before everyone else does. And here's the thing. This beauty doesn't wait. The sunrise doesn't pause until you're ready. The quiet won't stay just because you're still sleeping. The first light will come and go whether you see it or not. And every time you sleep through it, you're missing more than a view. You're missing the feeling that reminds you why life is worth living. Wake early and you'll start to notice things you've forgotten to notice. The sound of your own breathing, the way the world smells right after the night fades, the soft warmth of sunlight touching your face for the first time. These are the moments that ground you, that calm you, that remind you there's more to life than rushing from one task to the next. So don't just wake early for success. Wake early for yourself, for the beauty that exists only in the hours most people throw away. Because life is not just about how much you do, it's about how much of it you truly see. Discipline over desire. Every morning, the battle begins. It's not between you and the alarm clock. It's not between you and the bed. It's between who you are and who you want to be. When the alarm rings, your desire speaks first. It says, stay a little longer. You deserve it. Sleep feels good. And it's right, it does feel good. But here's the problem. Feeling good now often means feeling regret later. Desire is short-sighted. It only cares about this moment. It wants comfort now, even if it costs you everything later. Discipline is the opposite. It doesn't care about comfort. It cares about what's right for your future, not just what feels nice for your present. The truth is, your dreams don't care how you feel in the morning. Your goals don't care if you're tired. Your future doesn't care if you don't feel like it. Life rewards action, not intention, and discipline is the bridge between wanting and having. Most people lose the battle because they keep waiting to feel motivated. But motivation is a guest. It comes and goes. Discipline is the landlord. It's there every day, whether you feel like it or not. Look at any great achievement in history, and you'll see discipline standing behind it. Athletes waking before dawn to train when nobody is watching. Writers putting words on the page even when inspiration is nowhere to be found. Entrepreneurs working while others are still dreaming about starting. And here's the truth. The pillow will always feel softer than the grind. The bed will always be warmer than the morning air. But comfort is a cage. It keeps you safe, but it keeps you small. When you choose discipline over desire, you're telling yourself, my goals matter more than my comfort. My future matters more than this moment of pleasure. I will not trade years of my life for a few extra minutes of sleep. It's not easy. It never will be. But neither is regret. And between the pain of discipline and the pain of regret, discipline is always lighter to carry. So tomorrow morning, when desire whispers for you to stay in bed, let discipline speak louder. Get up, move, start. Not because it's easy, but because you refuse to live a life where comfort wins and your dreams lose. The morning is a gift you keep wasting. They say life gives you small gifts every day, but there's one gift that's worth more than gold. The early morning. It's silent, it's pure, it's untouched by the noise of the world. It's the only time of the day that belongs entirely to you. But most people, they sleep right through it. They trade that quiet magic for another hour of unconsciousness. And then they wonder why life feels like a blur. Mornings aren't just about waking up early. They're about setting the tone for your entire life. When you own your mornings, you own your days. And when you own your days, you own your future. But if you start your day late, you're already behind. You're running after time instead of leading it. Think about it. How many sunrises have you missed this month? How many mornings have slipped away while you scrolled your phone under the blanket? Every missed morning is a missed chance to work on yourself before the world's demands swell. The most successful, fulfilled, and grounded people protect their mornings like a treasure. They don't waste it. They build in it. They move in it. They create in it. Because the morning is when the mind is sharp, the heart is calm, and the spirit is ready to grow. You can keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But the truth is, if you waste today's morning, tomorrow's will be just the same. Change starts with one decision: to stop sleeping through the most valuable part of your life. The morning is a gift. Don't keep leaving it unopened. Sleep is necessary, but dreams die in excess. Sleep is life's reset button. It heals your body, clears your mind, and recharges your spirit. Without it, you burn out. But here's the truth no one wants to face. Too much of it can kill more than your energy. It can kill your ambition. There's a difference between resting and escaping. Rest is a pause to refuel. Escaping is using sleep as a shelter from the work you don't want to face. And when you cross that line, every extra hour under the blanket is another hour your dreams are left waiting, untouched, forgotten. Think about the dreams you've spoken about for years. That book you wanted to write, that business idea you never started, that body you wanted to build. Every one of them is starving while you feed your pillow with your time. It's not that your goals are impossible. It's that you've been giving them the scraps of your day, the tired leftovers after your longest sleeps. You can't build an extraordinary life on the time you're willing to spare. You have to give it the best hours, the ones most people waste in bed. History remembers the doers, not the dreamers who never woke up. Your dreams don't care how much potential you have. They only care how much action you take. So yes, sleep, but sleep with purpose. Enough to recharge, not enough to numb. Because the more you oversleep, the more you underlive. You can close your eyes for the night, but if you keep them closed for your life, you'll wake up one day and realize the world moved on without you. Anyone can go hard for a day. Anyone can show up once, put in insane effort, and walk away feeling proud. But that's not how greatness is built. Greatness is boring in the day-to-day. It's not one massive workout. It's showing up to train even when you're tired. It's not writing for 10 hours straight one weekend. It's writing 30 minutes every day for years. It's not eating perfectly for a week. It's making the right choices, meal after meal, month after month. The world loves to celebrate intensity because it looks dramatic. The all-nighter before the exam, the overnight success story, the massive comeback moment. But they skip the truth. Those moments only exist because of the hundreds of small, unseen, unglamorous repetitions that came before them. Consistency is a slow, patient grind. It's not sexy. It doesn't give you instant results. It often feels like nothing is happening at all, but it compounds. Like drops of water wearing down stone. Like tiny bricks stacking into a fortress. One day you look back and realize you've built something impossible to tear down. Intensity burns bright but burns out. Consistency burns steady. And that's how you last long enough to win. You don't need to do more today than everyone else. You just need to keep going tomorrow when they stop. Because the race is rarely won by the fastest. It's won by the one who refuses to quit. So stop chasing the high of occasional intensity. Start embracing the quiet power of daily, almost invisible effort. Because in the end, it's not what you do once in a while that changes your life. It's what you do every single day.